This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
Those who have come from far, even from near, thank you for showing up. I want to tell you about what is holding you back. I just want to tell you about three things. Once you overcome them, you will find the marriage, the family you want. And many of you are half ashamed of saying you are trying to establish marriage. You are not even confidently saying it outright. You beat about the bush. You avoid saying it. The first thing is your energy. Say energy. I've looked at your profiles while I chatted with you, and some of your faces are scary. Why are you putting scary faces on your profile? And you are hoping for somebody to approach you. One of you even asked you, this is too serious. Who will talk to you when you look like this? Then she told me, I'll change with the time. With the time? And you are searching now. Others, you are too clothed. You copy-pasted mommy's style. Can you leave your mommy's style, please? Those vitenge with 6-piece. And it is all over. And many ladies, you like lazy hairstyle, dreadlocks, masculine energy. It's not even appealing. Some of you love trousers. Today you wore well because we gave you a dress code and you knew it is Valentine mood. Otherwise, this is the only dress you have, apart from the Sunday one. Now this is the second one. And most ladies have an oversized jeans trouser they wear and it's looking funny behind, and then they're just walking across the road. Oversized. Laziness. Now, me, I prefer trousers, especially those who are born among brothers. If you are the only girl among brothers, lift up your hand and return it quickly. They become very masculine. They even bump your fist, hey, yo. You become quite casual. If you are in a masculine career, IT, tech, engineering, how many are in and lawyering? Lawyering is very masculine, interestingly. Any lawyer here to confirm that? Have you found that? They don't encourage your femininity. It's a fighting thing, competing thing. Speak up, argue, don't accept everything. Look for technical knockout. Look for a way to argue. Just pass a point. Don't become a fighter. Are you doing litigation? Thank you for not doing litigation. If you are talented in litigation, go and do it. That is court cases, court issues. Law is very wide. You can just be a company secretary. You can do other things. You can do conveyancing of land. You're dealing with what? Very good. What's your name? Wango. How many guys wanted to marry a lawyer? You are lucky today. We have one and he's single, confirmed and searching. That's why she's here. She even paid. Imagine now. Let's go. and there's a stereotype against lawyers that they are always activists. They're not activists. It's a personality. Although some people go to law because they wanted to fight. So law is a tool. So they carry around fighting. The way people go to military and police because they wanted the power of having arms to feel like they're fighting. Your problem is your energy. And I'll give you 3 categories of your energy and I want you to look at yourself clearly. Ladies, listen to me. The first level of your energy is called ego. Say ego. Ladies have not heard enough about their ego. They are being told like they're humble. I know you. I deal with you directly. You're not humble, my friends. You're not. You're very egotistical. I'm even surprised you spent some money to come here. You bargained me. I told you to leave my space. If you don't want to pay, stay in a hookah, then you paid and then you came. Reluctantly, in Zulu, inatulipisha hata nione. Are there men? Are you going to give us men? How many men are there so far? I even had to make a post to clarify to ladies, please, I'm selling knowledge, not men. I don't run a hookup service. We will do some hookups as a demo. But I believe, out of experience, 99% of you will end up finding a man, husband, a wife in your space, in your world. Don't feel discouraged. How many men are here? Oh my God, my table, this one. What about, can I more change table? I will not come back here. It's okay to mingle. But what I want to show you is what is holding you back, and you will find men in your own space. You have heard media say, the ratio of men to women has reduced, so stop having too many standards, and census has shown that, and womanizers and sex pests are using that to argue a lot, to ask you to compromise your standards. Listen to me. We have a lot of women, we don't have a lot of wife materials. We have a lot of men, we don't have a lot of husband materials. In terms of gender, there is no problem there. The problem is character. Men who are searching for, and the reason men do not come here is because they are not there. It's because they don't believe they need help. That's the problem with men. My brother, you have friends, isn't it? They knew you're coming, and they're asking, why do you need help? Isn't it? As a man, just get out here, you will find them. Men are single, they just don't want to buy help, to pay for knowledge. And one thing I agree with the brothers, especially those who came. I have on my Facebook about 40% male following. But the comments, it will be 75% female. Men don't talk much. They come to inbox, bro, what you're doing, man, it's helping me a lot. Thank you very much. The biggest gift I ever received were from men. Women also gift me. But there's a guy one time who said, bro, I'm sending you some lunch, just check. And then to check, it's our whole monthly bills sorted. Some guy from Malawi we have never talked again, and he disappeared. I have very loyal men following. They just don't talk, they keep it low-key. So men know they need to learn. They just do it more quietly. I don't know whether my brother is a frequent commenter. Even men who are here don't comment. Bro, do you comment frequently? So you know huyu amekuja na ongeangi? They hardly talk. Does not mean they are not loyal. When you finally find your man, don't expect him to be verbal. In the public space, I'm the one who talks more. At home, my wife talks more. Listen, because you're being told by the world, oh, there are no men. It's a lie. Good men are there and they are looking quietly. But all the men, I want to tell you, the best way to attract a woman in that open space is to voice your opinion so she can see you are sober. Many men are toxic today. I just blocked one stupid young man this morning, engaging me in a very silly conversation. I'm 26, been dating this 43-year-old woman for 3 years now. She's cheating on me, and I've been breaking her phone, sometimes breaking the glass, and now she has blocked me. What do I do? You know those whom the gods who destroy, they first make mad? I told him, young man, you know you're supposed to be developing yourself, preparing for life, not sleeping with older women and calling it dating. Don't allow people to confuse dating with mating. The moment they suggest come to my house, that's an insult. You should block that idiot and report him to Facebook. Don't do dates in houses. That's not dating, that's mating. There are people who are so sex, animal, instinct driven that anytime they see a beautiful woman, they don't think life. Bro, thank you, man. Thank you for coming. Any man you see here is humble. Men don't attend meetings of other men. They attend meetings of women. If they come and there's another guy, that man has processed the issues of ego and all that. And I congratulate you, men. I attended meetings and don't find men, we always few. We always few. And I was commented and told, if you want to learn, forget ego and all this, oh, men, don't listen. No. Show up and learn. Just show up and learn. Men keep showing up. The knowledge you get here will save you battles of life. I'm telling you the levels of your energy that are holding you back. The first one is ego. And I was telling you, the ego we have today, the problem we have, and men is obvious. Our ego has been overpreached in weddings. You hear, take care of his ego, take care of his ego, ego. So the ego of women looks like it's not there. We all have ego, psychological identity, who you are, I will. So you just need a healthy ego. So what I've discovered with women, the biggest problem, challenge with them is they are petty, they don't want to invest in knowledge, they want free things, they want to use their beauty to charm their way to anything, to smile at you and you give them free ticket, smile at you and give them free access, just laugh at you, just chat you a little bit, and I'm very lazy at chatting. When people come to inbox, I want us to talk business. Hi, so how are you today? Excuse me, would you please just go to the point and, even when I was dating, that was my challenge. I don't know how to small talk. I think I'm too intense or something. And if you have that challenge with me, do a personality test, you realize there's something with your personality. Their personalities are just naturally intense. And they want depth. They look like they want to be challenged and stirred up. But I realize ladies want to charm men to get free things. They don't want to spend. There are many women here who are paying $250,000 per year for her brother to do degree in law. She has never spent $100,000 on herself. True or false? She's building a house for her parents, upgrading the whole home, you know, even donating half the money to buy the Uber car for the older brother and to help him set up. And she's even taking a loan here and there. And she has even taken an advance to put up the latrine, to even help the cousin who is getting out of drugs, the one who was on rehabilitation. You know, if you listen to stories these women are participating in, and today, she paid this and felt a pinch like it was a waste. Let me comment those who are in my previous conference. Just lift your hand. I'm very proud to see you again. If you are here in the other conference and you're here again, just lift your hand. My last born bro, I saw you. Those people, thank you so much. One thing, those people are lifting hands, attend conferences. I've seen them for a second time. There's even a girl called Alice. She came even the first one. Is Alice, that girl who came, this third one. I saw that name again. I think she was on the way. That time, that shows me they attend, they invest. Don't let this be the last conference you're attending, the last knowledge you're purchasing. Make it your habit. Subdue your ego. Your ego makes you think you know everything. Sometimes the only thing that is holding you back could have been said in the middle of these kind of conversations. Why do you attend conferences? It's not just to meet people. It's very cheap to think you just need a handout. Handout of money, handout of a wife, handout of husband, handout. It's not the handout you need, it's the head out. It's your head first to be made to think differently and conduct yourself differently. We come here to breathe in a new energy, to soak in new perspectives, to stop being too serious about ourselves. Many of you, the environment you come, you're the youngest, so they keep calling you mtoto, a child. It's a normal work environment, and all your colleagues are older ones. You are the only one who is single. They keep belittling you. You should hang out with other single people for once to stop being discriminated and called funny names. True or false? It feels now relaxed, not to be told, you're not married, go bring us tea. You're not married, go be center. You remain behind, you take the extra hours. No, give them this one. These single people, us, we have children, we have husband. You. You need to attend conferences to meet your colleagues and find a sense of camaraderie and comradeship that other guys are in this journey as well. Some of you clocked 30 and you were declared a family emergency. You arrive home and there's a prayer meeting and you are a prayer item. Hey, and your mother is asking for assistance to pray for you. And you notice a lot of funny attention, people placing hands on you, and they're not blessing you for your career, for your health, it's about the fact that something is not working. And you wonder, who did you tell you have a crisis? Come here and meet other 30-year-olds, 35, even 40-year-olds who are comfortably single and they're not in a crisis. Let me warn you, not everybody who came here is searching now. Some people are just growing and learning. They are aware they have another journey to go, but they need to hear these conversations. So not everybody here is ready. If they tell you they came and they're not ready, they're not lying. Some people are conscious that they can't show up emotionally now, that they're not there yet. Allow that, and that's very okay. Just because he called it singles conference does not mean everybody coming here searching today. Many of you could be ready, but I also know sometimes you know you are single and you're 35, but you need 2 more years to put one thing and the other one there. If you marry when you are reluctant, when you're not sure whether you are ready, you will not show up emotionally for that person, and it will be very unfair for them that you expect them to carry all the weight of relationship. Men, remember what you said. Do not convince a reluctant girl, because if you overwhelm her, she will come in reluctantly and you have to carry 90% of the weight of the relationship because you're the one who forced the agenda. She was somewhat, she likes you, but she's not ready. Bro, that's a valid objection. So, some girls generally like you and you also like them, but they're just not. Men, learn to accept that. You know, we have been taught to persist. Don't give up. Good men don't give up, man. You just convince her to take this. You even borrow suit, borrow car, borrow this. You finally overwhelm. There's a difference between convincing and... You see, even if I ask the opinion of an average, just a random sister, I ask her, you know, there's a way a person can present such a good case until your own mother weighs in to tell you are demon possessed. How can you refuse such a guy who has changed our life? Look at the kind of shopping he brings us. Look at how he has cancelled your brother who was smoking. Now he is not smoking. Look at, the way he cares. He even brought your father's suit. He has accompanied. Some men know how to woo your family, not you. They know what parents want. They want to see a kind guy, easy. And that is very easy to fake. And although some mothers are very perceptive, they can pick. Some men are very perceptive. But some people don't agree when you say no. Brothers, learn this. Never marry a reluctant sister. It is tiresome. You will be tired very soon. You will go in and she'll be laid back throughout. Do you want a laid back girl? Laid back. She had some things to finish up with. And you persisted. She agreed because you persisted. Listen to me. Do not go beyond. The ego that tells you you don't have a lot to know, is holding you back. Your energy, pride, thinking, what do they tell me? What is different? What difference will it bring? Anybody who complains about price on my page, we block them quickly. We have scouts watching. I can't be teaching you for free. And the time I'm trying to sell my products, you start insulting it. What are you doing in my space? Poverty, meanness, hateful. And Kenya is full of those characters. You have noticed that? People you have invested to help. The day you are trying to sell something and they hear it, they start joining your enemies to bash you. And you have helped them for free. You educated them. You put out your energy to improve their life. The day they notice you in the market, they throw insults at you. Never entertain them. Even when you can't buy, practice silence. In fact, another sign of ego, which I will not go too much into, is careless words. When you're not careful what you're saying, the things you're posting, there before we speak with our mouths, society has become digitized. You speak with your keyboard, what you're typing on your status, what you're posting, what you're writing. If I ask any random man a simple deal breaker for him to lose interest with a woman, they will tell you anything alcoholic on your wall, he is out. True or false, bro? You can't imagine your children being the hands of. You see, the woman ends up being the primary one carrying the baby inside the womb. Even men who occasionally drink fear women who drink. They don't know how far she may go with it. We are not being biased. The society is structured that the first job of the man is to provide, but the first job of the woman is to provide the domestic support. That's one thing men need, though you are told it is sex. But if men marry for sex, they can get it out there. The first thing men need is stable domestic support, to find food when he comes at home, to find somebody to share how his day was, to discuss ideas. Ask any man, they'll tell you, a study was done asking men what would make them meet a woman for the second time. After the first date, after the first conversation, what makes him seek out the second? And men gave 3 things. If I think she's cute, I find her cute, man. And the other thing was, if she's easy to converse with, man. If our conversations flow, I'm addicted, boy. The same question was posed to ladies, and they gave 100 things, so we could not tone down to. No, I like a guy with the hair. No, I don't. That height. No, exactly. That food. Oh my God, this kind of clothes. Where is his sense of style? Where is he from? Are you sure? Men from? How did he arrive? That's right. So women were very into that. What women were putting many words. They were saying, I need to feel the connection. The women have another language of intimacy. There are 2 forms of intimacy. The raw sex, which is very masculine. That's what men call intimacy, smashing, whatever, that's masculine. Women, you should never use that word. You'll be emasculating yourself. Anytime you migrate from the feminine form of intimacy to go and talk about, it was not serious, we just smashed, you look lost. The second form of intimacy that is feminine and the one that is more longer lasting and deep is called emotional connectedness. Women say, I don't feel close to you. I don't feel like we are connected. I feel like we are drifting apart. And men don't understand that language. You have noticed that? That's a form of intimacy for women. When they feel like you're connected, you understand each other, they trust you, they feel you, they survive between us, we are deeply understanding each other. That intimacy, when you marry, you are taught that language because it is created by non-sexual touch. Men are touch, you like to touch towards as a build up to something else. Women know another touch that is not sexual. Just hug, just conversation, spending time together. When I was dating my girl the first time, she said something that we met only briefly, and she texted on our way back, "Today I have not heard enough of my man." And that was a foreign language to me. I don't feel like I heard enough. I'm saying, so how do you measure enough? Is it a conversation? Women get it, isn't it? There's an energy they are measuring. How much did we connect? How much? Spending that time. Our love language is quality time. So she was referring to that. I want you to know one thing. Your ego can hold you back when it makes you think you don't need to learn and you don't invest in learning. And for women, it shows in terms of leaving themselves out in their expenditures. Let me give you a simple formula. Your simple formula, I'll give you two forms of energy. One is ego. So we have three factors holding you back. What is holding me back? One, your energy. How does my energy hold me back? One, my ego. My ego makes me be reluctant to spend. I think I know. I have hardly showed up in conferences. There are some conferences that are virtual. They're international. Books, materials. There are things that can help you. Who has bought any book about dating? Any book that is about dating and relationships? Any book? Oh, thank you. No wonder you also purchased this. Thank you very much. Thank you for also doing this. Miles Monroe has a book called Dating and Waiting. T.D. Jakes has a book called The Lady, Her Lover, and Her Lord. Brothers, buy that book. The world of women is foreign to us. We need to know it. If you are a brother and you are raised by a single mother, now go read a book written about women by men. Absorb father's energy. When men discuss daughters, go by that. That's how you compensate for the absence of your father. He was supposed to teach you how to handle women, and he was not there. Teach yourself that. Half of men today in the US are raised by single mothers. Half. Imagine, 1 out of every 2. So it's no longer a stigmatizing point. It's a reality nowadays. We just have to learn to adjust to it. So your ego holds you back because you don't invest. I want to give you a simple formula. Put 20% of your income to this season you are in. Learning, materials. If you're earning 50K, put 10. And when you can't put 10, put 5 aside. Even when there's nothing to buy, just put it aside. Something will show up. Are we together? Many of you have been buying with this surplus. Let me check whether there's any money remaining. And yet that's an essential thing in your life. What kind of budgeting is that? I was talking about the things that are holding you back, and I want you to practice humility to learn. Brothers, let me warn you. The pride of women has not been discussed. A lot of women are full of themselves. They can't be told. When you talk, they answer you back, they can't listen. Women, let me give you a magic that you can win men deeply, and they can't tell why they prefer you, although you are not the prettiest in the circles. Men can hardly find a woman who listens sincerely. Very difficult. Brothers, true or false? To find a woman who listens and gets you, it's very addictive. And it's not there. It's not there. They boil over in the middle of the sentence. She boils and answers. And if you can compose yourself and get his point, until you correct him the way mothers used to correct us. Our mothers would correct us in 2 ways. They hear your point, they disagree with it, correct you, but without bashing you, dismissing you, or invalidating you. Ladies, practice that. At first it will be difficult, because as the person is talking, you get impatient. When sometimes my wife is criticizing something I did, it is difficult conversation to sit through. When she will talk, I know that's the time I have to listen, pay attention, lean forward. My sisters illustrated for me. Sisters usually do this, fold like this. They fold. They're closed. They look at you with an angle. You correct her, she gives you a silent treatment for 1 week. And she denies that she's giving you the silent treatment. Why are you not in the right mood? I'm okay. And because men don't understand the emotional cycle, they guess maybe it is something to do with that. Men are manipulated very easily because they can't inspect that. A woman can give you a dry spell for 3 months saying she has a flu. You can't tell whether it's true. Saying she has a stomach pain, you can't inspect that. Saying she takes a headache, you can't tell. Brothers, true or false? We feel very insecure. How will somebody tells you surely she has, how will you confirm? But me, if I say something, I'm taken to hospital because naturally, a brother has no cycles. If he has this kind of pain, he should go to hospital. But the sister can say, I'm okay, and she won't give details. Brothers, listen to me. Never marry a sly woman. You will die of anxiety. Because she has so many loopholes to cheat on you, deny you, refuse you, and refuse it. She goes publicly and smiles, Pastor, we are doing okay. Thank you for praying for us. In fact, me and Baba Nani, we were saying one day we'll come and give a thanks offering. And you dragged her to pastor's office, Umshtaki, to come and report problems. But she took over conversation by saying, Pastor, thank you so much. Actually, I had a Thanksgiving offering. Oh, you married such a wonderful sister. You overtaken. You try to mistreat her, and she brings you to the elder, to the pastor, to the best couple, and you start trying to take over conversation. Yes, we have been okay, and she'll just start crying. You can't start crying. She will start crying. What is it, Mama Nani? And she'll refuse to talk until all of you start asking her, please, to open up. And without using any energy, she takes over. Here you can't do that. Brothers, stop thinking you're strong. I knew we are not strong after watching my brothers broken down by women who are 10 years younger than them. They married 10 younger girls thinking because she's younger, she can be controlled. What is wrong with brothers? Nani alituroga? Who bewitched us? You marry a 23-year-old, will she remain 23? What is it, by the way? We think you can condition her, program her to be controllable. She's naive when she's under 25. Her personality has not shown. But if she's a snake, she's just a young snake. Now you take it home to grow it peacefully. We men always marry a woman whose personality has matured, 25 and above, so that you can see what you're dealing with. If it is good, it is good. If it is bad, she's 21, you don't know that thing, my brother. She may be easy to manipulate, and brothers converse every day. Man, she was just, she was easy to use. Honestly, I was taking advantage of her naivety, and they converse it. Many of those girls are being told by their snake-like mothers that man has potential. Get pregnant for him, and you think you are wise. There were 2 women behind the scenes, calculating your mathematics. You see, brothers, one problem. Let me talk to my brother behind there with a coffee. Brother, how are you, my bro? Hey, even this guy. Thank you so much, bro. Niwe better way. Thank you, bro. Bro, acha nikwambie kitu. The guy at the back, now nimeona tumeconnect in a way. Women see your potential more than you see it. You see, if I ask him his job, he will call it kibarua. Bro, nika job kadogo. Just a small job. I'm just, I'm still growing. Maybe he has come. He is so focused, stable, disciplined. A woman sees future there, isn't it? But for him, he say, man, this economy is not so good. I'm not there yet. So men underestimate their potential, but the woman accurately assesses his future. That's why nearly all successful men have baby mamas. Somebody saw he will be president, he will be governor. This one will have money. This one, 2 women talked about you. You see that son of that, the one who went to a no, the one who. He just graduated. He looks like you wacha kuzuba. You get to know these kind of people. And that's all. Inside a kitchen, a meeting concluded the fate of my innocent brother there. And him, he thinks, what do I have that people can admire? My problem with all good-hearted men, they are naive. They don't know they are the prey. They still think they are the predators. During high school, during college, there was the pack of boys hunting for girls to smash. So he got used to him hunting. When his potential began to show, and he broke away from the boys, and he began to have a focus and a future, and his life began to take form, he began to look collected and focused. He did not know that the game has changed. He is no longer the one hunting girls, he is the one being hunted, because he has what women, especially the bad girls, are looking for. These good girls you see here have one fatal weakness. They don't like to go forward, so they don't look desperate. Those bad girls know it, that these girls don't take initiative. And the moment she's quarreled on text, she'll block you because somebody else quarreled her about you. Leave my boyfriend alone, and we have nothing. But because she saw me greeting this girl, and she knows this one has character of her wife, she does not have. It's crazy, drinking. This girl is calm and collected, then she saw us talking. She looks for the number of Judy, for example, and tells her, leave my boyfriend alone. You are a snatcher. Because she does not have energy to quarrel, she blocks me. Because of a person we have nothing to do with. Women, stop that fatal weakness. Be a fighter. Be a what? This world is ruthless. Niceness alone does not win. Niceness alone will not win. Be firm. If another girl quarrels you on Facebook because they saw you talking to Bramwell, for example, go to Bramwell, screenshot. Hey, there's a girl here came here bashing me. Would you recognize her? Hey, so she came to you also. This one is a crazy one. She's the ex of, you realize there's nothing. And even Bramwell sends you screenshot of how he has blocked her and told her never talk to her again. You are going to run away from Bramwell because of an idiot who has nothing with Bramwell. Because you are weak. You think, me, I don't fight, I don't fight. You better migrate from this world. Even after you marry, there's fight. You will employ a house help, and next week after her emotions come up, she starts wearing micro mini. Will you not fight? Will you walk out and say, me, I don't want to fight? Learn to do what? Introverted sisters, greet me. If you know you know yourself, stop hiding, and I can see you from where you're seated. Me, I don't like chaos. Yes, I knew I was waiting for her. Me, I don't like too much noise, I don't like raising my voice, Me, I trust God to fight for me. God fights for you, and he also asks you to show up in battle, and he'll give you a strategy. One strategy is speak up. Do what? Speak up. You don't have to do verbal combat. Verbal, no. You can write and say, excuse me, I have learned from my friend that both of you have nothing, and if you have anything, go and marry him. All men who are not married are single. That's my opinion. Thank you very much. And block him. Learn to talk. Bad girls are very aggressive and they have no character. They end up marrying very good men. You have been asking me why good men are marrying bad girls. The bad girls are aggressive. They go out. The first energy that is keeping you off is because your ego is defensive, that you need to learn. You don't invest in it. The second part of your energy is that you are still wounded. You are still unhealed. You still have baggage from the past. You still have trust issues. You still fear to open up. You still don't talk. You are still bound by the way they betrayed you. Many of you are not single because there are no people. You are single because you can't trust women. You still categorize women as like this and that. In fact, many of you attended this conference still arguing. Okay, let me just go. But honestly, me, I don't know whether I can trust a guy. Many of you are still very ambivalent. How many of you grew up without a relationship with a father? Okay, let me start with physical presence. Your father was not physically present. Hands up, stop hiding. It was not your mistake. Thank you very much. By the way, Africa, until when do we stop being ashamed of our past? If I had asked that question in America, people proudly report. Is it your fault? Stop feeling shame for things that are not yours. So daddy was not physically present. Hands up. Thank you very much. Daddy was present, but you were not personally connected. You did not have a relationship. Hands up. Thank you very much. Those who have lifted your hand, have you gone for therapy because of that? You have father issues, father absence, and you're still hoping to marry. And you can't go for therapy? What do you even mean with your own life? Okay, let me confess. I used to be like you. My father was physically present, but he was polygamous. There is no love in polygamy, no presence, no relationship. And then I went to do a master's in counseling psychology, and we were taught to do 25 hours of therapy. And I was arguing, what for? I'm managing. You know, in Africa, we are taught to persist. You know, just kaa ngumu. Lia ukienda kama ambulance. Just keep tough, keep tough. You know, this life is tough. You can't keep crying. You know, just persist. But that is the vibe, isn't it? Listen to me. Romance requires you to be healthy, playful, open, relaxed, trusting, friendly. You can't be that when you're ngumu. Can you? How many people next to you will you notice, although you have not told anyone, wamekaa ngumu, they are tough. Gangster. If they let go, they fear they will collapse. How will you be dressed tomorrow? How will you be dressed on Monday? Some of you, you're very tough even in your presentation. I want to ask you, have you healed? I picked father absence because the absence of a father leaves you without direction. Daddies have monopoly over two things. Two, they give you identity. They tell you where you belong. Anchoring. We call it a name and a frame. That is, they give you identity and they give you a sense of destiny, what you are here on earth to do. Those are the most important things a father gives you. The earthly fathers are a picture of heavenly father. And he told Adam, who you are. She shall be called woman. God named her. Called Eve. Shall be called Adam. God names. The father names. A girl does not get her identity from the mirror, she gets it from the father. A boy does not get his identity from his male organ or the beards, he gets it from the father. The father gives you a name and gives you a sense of importance, destiny, mission on earth. You're supposed to be a light in this world. I don't need to tell my daughter or my son whether they should become a doctor or a lawyer or a business person. I just tell them, you know what? You're meant to bring a difference in your generation. You are meant to inspire. Whatever you do, help humanity. That's your calling. Whatever you do, glorify God. Show God is present. Whatever you do, once I describe it that way, now they can choose the path of business, the path of politics, leadership, but they know my daddy told me I'm supposed to make a difference in my generation. My daddy believed that I was born in this era for a reason. My daddy told me that I should not exit the world before I make a difference in my era, and that's what I'm trying to do. When you don't have a father, those questions are left question marks. They left what? What if your mom was a wonderful person? Mummies give two things as well. God made us to complement. Mummies give you nurturing and emotional connectedness. When you're abandoned by your mother, you are detached from your feeling, from yourself, from your inner being, from your inner feeling. So mummies give you nurturing and emotional richness. When you're connected well with your mommy, you know how you feel. You can say, I feel sad, I feel down, I feel hungry. A healthy woman teaches her children how to confess what they feel without shame. You have noticed that? Mommy can easily say, I'm stressed. Does daddy say that easily? Never. Some people have never had a man confess about a negative feeling. The first time when I was just newly married, my wife said, I'm stressed. That was the first time I was had a confess. How can it be so hard to confess a simple thing like I am stressed? She had bought some sheets, bed sheets, and they were too small. They delivered the wrong size. And she was wondering how to return them, how to change, and all that. And I'm saying that's the language I would not have used. Men, we are told that if we admit that we are stressed, looks like defeat. Your mother gives you emotional connectedness with yourself, teaches you emotional language. The second thing your mother gives you is capacity to love, to nurture. Mothers are born to give you two things: your feelings and your ability to love. Fathers give you identity and destiny. When you lack either of that, does not mean you are doomed, but it means you have to compensate for what they did not give you. If you grow up without a father, go look for father's energy. A father's what? It's not the biological father. Stop taking your children to a man whose energy is bad just because he's a biological dad. What the child needs is a healthy father's energy. What does a healthy father's energy say? It affirms, I'm handsome, I'm brilliant, I'm loved, I'm secure, I'm capable, I'm needed in my generation, I believe in myself. That's the father's energy. The next thing is, I have a purpose. God designed me to do something on earth. Mephibosheth, the parents died when he was that young, and there was nobody to say that to him. So he believed he was useless, a dead dog, until he was grown up. He never became anything. He survived the war, but he never came back to life. If your father died when you were young, that was like a war. You may have survived the war, but you must bring yourself back to life. How do you do that? By adopting the father's energy of saying, I am important. Get books and affirmations and materials. You must substitute. If you grew up without a father and you're not going for therapy, start tomorrow. Even if he was present but he was absent. If you grew up without a mother, again, start therapy, preferably with somebody who understands feminine energy. They can be male or female themselves, but they understand how you need to express your feelings, to admit your tears. Any counselor, like my colleague Jennifer, will tell you, when we have a client who's crying out in the session, it is very intense and painful. Anybody in counseling? Any other body in therapy? I like when you meet colleagues. Thank you. What's your name? Rachel, you're a counselor, right? You can tell that when you have a client who's crying, it's a very intense. You don't talk much, you process feelings. But you often ask them what the tears are saying. And one guy told me, man, Regret. I lost it, man. He was crying because he had misbehaved until the woman who loved him left. If you continue misbehaving, good people are long suffering, but they are not forever suffering. Eventually they run out of time. They don't run out of patience. Always they run out of. I love you very much, but now Naomi tells the daughters-in-law, even if we stay here and cry, time won't allow us. I have to go. They leave you with the pain, and many of you have lost a good person. They cried on their way out. And you and your addiction, you and your bad company. There are ladies who are here and all their friends are divorced, bitter, angry with the men, and those are your colleagues. You are what's up. If we open now, you are being fed energy. That a good guy came, approached you, and those girls convinced you, mine was also like that. You saw that one. That's what they always do, let me tell you. And the good guy told you, it is very sad that even when I try to reach out to you, you don't reciprocate. You suspect me. You keep inspecting me and I've given you no reason. I'm sorry, I have to move on. And you live with the sadness that a good guy left because you are too hooked up on your college mates. Why do girls retain their college mates so long, by the way? What is it? You don't drink, but you accompany them to drinking. When you appear in clubs, what does that say about your reputation? Okay, you can take one guarana, okay. Now and then, you can snap once. It's okay, you are the one who monitors the group. Okay, you are the one who, you are not that badly off. What does it say about the circles you're hanging in?
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life,